Hey everybody, today I'll be going through the Diablo 3 patch notes that just came out. This is patch 1.0.2.9950. Now as far as the kind of boring stuff that they implemented, in general on the login screen, once you enter in your BattleNet and password, you will no longer be able to click the cancel button. It'll be grayed out for 30 seconds, and this is mainly for the Diablo 3 servers for login issues. So nothing really too important there. And also they have done some Mac performance improvements. They weren't very specific on it, and I play on a PC, but if you play on a Mac, you might have a little bit of graphics today, so huzzah. Now as far as the fun stuff goes, I'm really excited. For the auction house, they did a couple of big changes. And I know that if anyone has been selling things on the auction house, it's probably been a pain that you go to sell and you realize that something in your stash is damaged ever so slightly and you now are unable to sell it. So you have to go back into the game, find that item, if you remember which one it is, repair it, go back, and it's a big hassle. So they've listened to our complaints, and now you can basically sell damaged items on the auction house, no issue. And what will happen is that if an item is sold, the buyer, when they move it into their stash, it will repair automatically. So buyers, you do not have to worry about repairing these items that could be super broken. However, sellers, you can't game the system. So if you put up an item and it does not sell, when you move it into your stash, it will not repair. So this is a really great way of getting rid of that whole repair issue, but also not allowing people to really game the system. The other change that they added is they made description messages for certain auction house errors. That made nice, especially when you have to report an issue. It's probably more for them, but now they'll be a little bit more detailed versus just error 360 crash. So bug fixes, that leads us right into there. As far as the general goes, there was a way that in multiplayer mode you could skip entire acts apparently, and that has been removed. So if you've been doing that, you can no longer do that. And as far as bug fixes for classes go, there are only one for the Barbarian. There was an error for Barbarian skills that trigger off of criticals, that they would basically trigger off criticals and then trigger others off that critical, and then they would just explode. It was like a ripple effect, to the point where some people were actually crashing their game because so many criticals were happening over top of each other. So what they've done is that there are certain skills now that the combinations can no longer be triggered by other critical strikes. And these are 4 skills with a couple of runes. They are Battle Rage with the skill rune Bloodshed, Cleave with the skill runes Rupture and Scattering Blast, Hammer of the Ancients with the skill rune Thunderstrike, and Wrath of the Berserker with the skill rune Slaughter. Again, these are the 4 skills that will no longer trigger off of critical strikes. So the last thing is for followers, the Enchantress's Mass Confusion skill. When it is enchanting a monster, the monster can no longer kill event NPCs. And I luckily do not use the Enchantress, because if this happened to me, I would have been pissed if I had a monster I thought was on my team and then went and I'm going to kill this merchant. Pew! So that is removed. That is all for the Diablo 3 patch notes this week. I will have the next week up as soon as they upload them. Enjoy the game.